What's up, everybody? You are very welcome along to Thursday night's late night agenda. As always, I'm your host Craig, and this is your show. This is your place for all the Liverpool transfer news and gossip. Thank you very much for those of you that are joining us. I know it's a little bit late tonight, but we did cover the Spurs Leipzig game as well on the channel, so we came straight on afterward. There is some transfer news to go through. 4 players to talk about tonight, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see from the stream title, there's even one more that I didn't manage to put in the stream title. I'm going to wait for the chat to fill up a little bit. People are starting to come in now. Jack's in, Pixel_NME is in, Jamie's in, Ibrahim, the new King Harry, Subi, Up the Reds, John Hamilton, Cormac Slattery. How are we, ladies and gentlemen? Loads for us to get through. Firstly, how are we all feeling after last night's results? Wasn't the greatest performance from the Reds. Very rare that Liverpool don't have a single shot on target in a game, but you know what? Sometimes you got to give credit to Atletico as well. They dug in, got their early goal, and ground out the result, and now it's all to play for in 3 weeks' time at Anfield, the second leg. The chat is starting to fill up now. It is great. I'm always so nervous when I'm starting these streams that the chat's not going to fill up, that I'm going to be in here on me Sweeney Todd talking to myself, but you guys never let me down. Kev's in the house as well. How are we? Luca Bradley's in, Man Content's in, Carl Brown's in, Subi's in, as I said earlier on. What do you want to start off with tonight? It's your show. You give me a name and we'll go from there. Eunice said the tie is far from over, Craig. I'm with you, Eunice, mate. It's a long way from over. A long, long way from over, mate. If we were 3-0 down to Barcelona last year and we came back, do you know what I mean? We're not giving up now, are we? Peter Van der Shands is in the house. How are you, Peter? Thomas McGee is in. Kate's in. Werner. That's what people want to have a chat about. Well, we know that he scored tonight against Spurs in the Champions League for Leipzig from the penalty spot. Timo Werner is a name that you guys are going to hear mentioned over and over and over again. Depending on who you listen to on this one, some people are telling you Liverpool are going to trigger that release clause before the end of April, which I think is when it has to be triggered by. The figure that we keep hearing is around the €60 million mark. It goes hot and it goes cold, depending on who you're listening to and who you're reading. For me, I think Timo Werner is the most likely of all of the players to come to Liverpool. Of all of the players that we're going to have a chat about tonight, I think he's the one we're most likely to sign. But that is just my opinion on this. Some people are saying to me, Craig, he doesn't fit our system. That I just don't believe. Cormac said, is there any news on Werner? Other than the fact, mate, that more and more people coming out of Germany now are starting to talk about the fact that Liverpool are looking to push through a deal for this guy, but they're not on their own. All the clubs in Europe are going to be looking at him. His form this season for Leipzig has been sensational. Adam Doherty said Klopp and Mane out. Okay, let me start off, Adam, by saying fuck off. And secondly, fuck off. I think that works for Adam. How are you even in our chat, mate? Honestly, you don't belong here. No time for you. Adios. See you later, mate. Coming in saying Klopp and Mane out. What type of a fool are you, honestly? Klopp and Mane out. Ridiculous. Obviously not a Liverpool fan. Anyway, Keegan Murphy said 60 million for Werner would be a great buy. That is, of course, 60 million euro, Keegan, which is about 51, 52 million pounds, something like that. Captain Clun said it's going to be Werner and Havertz. I will get on to Havertz in a minute because, again, some news coming out of Germany around Kai Havertz. Jan Age Fjortoft and a couple of other journalists talking about Kai Havertz. I will get to that in a few minutes. Eunice said Leipzig got some absolute gems in their squad. Imagine Nagelsmann succeeds Klopp in 2024. It's weird though because, look, Nagelsmann is obviously going to be a top manager, Eunice. There's no doubt about that. But I've had a little bee in my bonnet about him since he came with Hoffenheim and he was kind of a little bit belittling of Anfield, even though he went home with his tail between his legs. Peter Van der Shan said need to cover Mane and Salah up front when they go to the AFCON, which is true. There's loads of tournaments coming up this summer, so as we know, Mohamed Salah could well be off to the Olympics with Egypt, as well as having the AFCON. Then we've got a Copa America coming up, the Euros coming up, the Olympics like we spoke about. Casper said let's get Zaha. That will not be happening, mate. That I can definitely say. Liverpool will not be signing Wilfried Zaha. It would take too much money. And look, he's a good player, no doubt about that, but we're not going after him, buddy. Those Leipzig jackets look so 1980, said Rod. Eugene said LFC heads to Delhi this summer. Do they? Is that true? That's class if it is, mate. It is. It's great to see. I know, look, it's pre-season friendlies and stuff like, but if they are heading to Delhi, that's great news. Ibrahim said I don't think we should get Havertz. Kai Havertz said Oshin. Yes, mate, Kai Havertz. That is the guy we're talking about, or at least going to get to talk about. Right, what have we got? Do you want to talk about Kai Havertz? You want me to move on to Kai Havertz? It's going to go quick tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a quick show. Shea Trainer said, I want Sancho the most, to be honest. Ladies and gents, we can ask you one quick favour. We are three followers away on YouTube from hitting 35k. If you're watching the stream for the first time and you haven't subscribed, please do hit that button. Let me move on to talk about Jadon Sancho. So I suppose the biggest news of the day around Jadon Sancho is Sky Sports' Kaveh Solokal reckons that Jadon Sancho could end up at Liverpool this summer. Speaking about it, he said, it's difficult to say where Jadon Sancho will be playing next season because so many clubs want him, but if I was a betting man, my money would be on Liverpool. This is one of the ones I just won't let myself believe, because we know there's going to be a ton of clubs after Jadon Sancho this summer. We know the figure is going to be somewhere between 100 and 120 million pound. They want similar money that they got for Ousmane Dembele when he went to Barcelona. But this is the type of player we should be looking at. Whether we think it's realistic or not with regards to the transfer fee, Sancho would do very, very well at Liverpool Football Club. I'm on the fence on this one. This is why I wanted to talk about it, because I wanted to get your input on it, ladies and gentlemen. Where do you think Jadon Sancho was going to end up? Do you agree with Kaveh Solokal? Will he end up at Liverpool Football Club this summer? I hope so. I do. I have to say, I might be a little bit greedy on this one. I might be talking about Werner and being on Werner watch tonight, watching the game. But Jadon Sancho would add to any squad, any team that he comes to. And people are saying, when we talk about these type of players, people often say, well, who's he going to replace? Is Mane off? Is Salah off? No, it's important to remember, and I say this time and time again, we play about 60-65 games a season. Our front three cannot play all of those games. Having the likes of Sancho as an option, having the likes of Werner as an option, having Divock Origi as an option, it just gives the manager more of a chance to rotate. Mihai said, hi Craig, Hot Mike was great before. I'm glad that you enjoyed it, mate. We're really close to 700 followers on there. The support you guys have given us across all platforms is amazing. Again, if you haven't tried Hot Mike, I'm not going to bore you with it. Download the app. The code's on the screen there. There's an instruction video as well that'll talk you through it. I'm going to make a more in-depth video that explains Hot Mike when I get a chance. Casper agrees with Kaveh Solokal that he thinks that Jadon Sancho will end up at Liverpool. I think Klopp will buy a lot of young players this summer, said Luca Bradley. Sancho's class, said Ibrahim Malik. Keegan Murphy just straight in with the WFMs, mate. I like it. On Jadon Sancho, what do you think is a fair price, ladies and gentlemen? Now, I know Dortmund have absolutely every right to ask whatever the hell they want. He is their player. But there is a little bit of truth to the fact that he was a bit destabilised at Dortmund earlier on in the season. He had a few issues, shown up late for training, came back late from international duty. But since the winter break in Germany, he does seem to have come back focused and playing some really good football. So, what do we think? 75 million, Ushi McCabe reckons. Kay Hanna reckons 80 to 100 million. 80 million max for Shanzo. Mihai said 100 million. Stannis Rex, I'm tickety boo, buddy. I'm absolutely flying. I'm delighted to be on here talking about Liverpool. I mean, I love commenting on the games that when we're doing tonight, like we did the Spurs game, but I was waiting all night to come on and talk about transfers with you guys. Seb Russell, how are you? He reckons 115 million to 130 million would be fair. Barry Aiken, 90 to 95. Shea Trainer, 100 mil for Sancho. Joe Rawson, 150. We're not going to spend that much, Joe. Actually, I don't think anybody is going to spend that much on Jadon Sancho, as good as he is. And Haloko, how are you, sir? You're on the Jacks from New Jersey. Each to their own, buddy. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I fuck about with my phone on the toilet all the time. Robbie D said, Mbappe going down the wing. It won't be for Liverpool though, Robbie. Not anytime soon, mate. Stephen Booker reckons he'll be around 100 million. Maybe slightly more. On the memberships, actually, you'll start to see a couple of people tonight who have silver logos now beside their name. That means that they've been a member of the channel for 2 months, and as we promised, that shield or that logo will change to silver. 4 months it'll change to gold. 6 months it'll be that beautiful red colour. And we're really close to 200 members as well. So don't forget, if you're interested, hit that join button. It's only 99 cents or 99p a month. What else we got? Do you think we'll come back against Atletico, said Benjamin? Of course, Benjamin. Of course. And let me talk actually for a little second about Atletico's president, because when will people ever learn? When will people ever learn to stop underplaying the importance of Anfield on the European night. So, the Atletico president hasn't learned this yet, and he seems to have had a sly little dig at Anfield. Speaking ahead of the second leg, he said, "Anfield is a great stadium, but it's old. It probably wouldn't pass the UEFA inspection if I had to do it." Honestly, mate, seriously, the new main stand is stunning. The Annie Road end is getting redone. The centenary stand, or the Sir Kenny Dalglish stand, is fantastic. The Kop, yes, it could probably do with a bit of a freshen up, but that being said, they need to learn. How many times have we seen this over the years? Nagelsmann with Hoffenheim, Tuchel with Paris Saint-Germain, Pep Guardiola at Manchester City, and now Atletico's president. You need to learn your lessons. Anfield on a European night is like no other place in the world. That stadium will be rocking to its foundations. And I seen the welcome of the buses over in Madrid, and it was cool. It was great. It was colourful, but it wasn't fucking it. It wasn't daunting. It wasn't something that would have worried those Liverpool players. Unlike the welcomes at Anfield. When they get to that stadium, they can give it this all they want in the build-up. They can say that they're going to go there and they've been in intimidating atmosphere before. Simeone's going to go there and give it Billy Big Bollocks as always. But we know there's something special about Anfield on a European night. A 1-goal deficit might be enough. I don't think it will. But I tell you what, they're not going to have it as easy as they did at the Wanda Metropolitano. When they come to Anfield in 3 weeks' time, they better dig their fucking heels in, because there is a hurricane, a red tidal wave coming their way. And I'm already hyped for it. I'm already bigging it up. And I hope that gobshite, the Atleti president, continues to give it this. I hope that he continues to, because he's doing Jurgen Klopp's team talk for him, as well as Simeone's antics, as well as the players going down like they were shot last night and the referee allowing them away with it time after time. Again, at Anfield, it's going to be a different story altogether, and they're going to be in for a red tidal wave, as I said. Atleti don't know that WFM. We're fucking massive, said Mihai. Joe Rawson, would you buy Richarlison? No. He's a decent player, Joe. I'm not going to belittle him. He is a decent player. But nah, I don't want Richarlison at Liverpool. Thoughts on Shaqiri, asked Luca Bradley. He'd been linked to a £30 million move to, was it Roma? Roma or Lazio? It was definitely Italy. And I think he'll probably move on in the summer. Don't forget, we only paid 12.5, 13 million for Shaqiri. He's had some bright moments for Liverpool, mainly as an impact sub, but I just don't think he cuts the mustard, mate. That, and he has too many injuries. I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm imagining this, but he seems to have a constant load of muscle injuries, little knocks that he's carrying that just keeps him out and stops him being available when we need him. We need to buy chips, said Rod. I mean, if you're getting the chips, mate, I'm starving. Get me some. We need a better referee at Anfield, said Benjamin. 100%, mate. That referee, interestingly enough, last night was the same referee that refereed our away game against Paris Saint-Germain last season, where he was allowing them to dive around and just buying up their bullshit tactics all the time as well. Kylian said, thoughts on Werner tonight? He was alright. And do you know what? That's my honest opinion, Kylian. He was alright. Look, he scored the penalty. Fair play to him. But he also missed a really good opportunity in the first half where he was clean through and hit it straight at Hugo Lloris. But he was lively. He was involved in the game. You've seen him on the left-hand side tonight. We've seen him on the right-hand side. And we've seen him burst through the middle at times as well. I'm coming to Anfield in 3 weeks. Can't wait, said Liverpool FC. Brilliant, mate. Bring your voice. Bring noise. Scream, shout. Go home, horse. Shaqiri will move and start banging them in Italy, said Kay Hanna. We're trying to get Ruben Dias and Diego Carlos. We spoke about Diego Carlos, John, a few weeks ago. Ruben Dias, if my memory is correct, is the kid from Benfica. And Diego Carlos is the Sevilla centre-back who we were linked to in the media a few weeks ago. But what really threw me off that one, John, was it was a £50 million link to Diego Carlos. And we don't need to be spending £50 million on a centre-back. Even if Degsy Lovren does move on, 50 million quid for me, for somebody to come in and be, at best, third choice centre back after Virgil van Dijk and Joe Gomez, and that, you know, even arguing that whoever comes in goes ahead of Joel Matip, I just don't see us spending that much money. I would rather bring in somebody who's in their early 30s, somebody who you could get a year or two out of, and then allow Kiana Hoover and Seb Vandenberg to develop and see how they get on. The lads want the Champions League, might have to battle it, but we haven't lost the war yet, said Storm Thomas. We don't lose wars, mate. we don't fucking lose them, especially not at Anfield. I'm already pumped for this one. I'm not even going to be at that game, but I'm already sitting here at home feeling like a full Rocky montage is about to take place. Craig, people say we can't pay 100 million. What do you think? I think we can, Shay. Now, that's not necessarily to say that we will, but financially, we are in a position where we could spend 100 million on a player, Shay. I'm very confident of that. You know, the whole talk then becomes around wages, agents' fees, VAT, tax, all that stuff. It's never as simple as 100 million. There's so many more little add-ons that we forget about. Spaghetti hoops on toast? No, Stephen. No, mate. That's a big no-no. How dare you, sir? Beans on toast are nothing, pal. What have we got? I've subscribed, said Tom Simon. Thank you very much, my friend. We're so close to 35,000 subscribers, ladies and gentlemen. I can almost smell it. If you're enjoying the stream, please do hit that subscribe button. Still more transfer news to come as well. 2 more players to talk about that I haven't spoken about yet tonight. John Wood said, to be fair, I think Gomez is good enough. Very good player. Van Dijk 2.0. John, mate, he seems to be getting better and better and better. And as I spoke about the other day, we've conceded 1 Premier League goal in 990 minutes since Joe Gomez has come back in to partner Virgil van Dijk. 1 goal, mate, in 990 Premier League minutes. I think that might have been before our last game, though, so it might need a bit of updating. Would you change our formation if we got Sancho or Werner? Well, I suppose, look, Ibrahim, to be honest about it, mate, my view on this doesn't really matter, but bringing in Sancho and Werner would definitely allow Jurgen Klopp to flirt around with different formations if he wanted. I've always wondered if we'll ever end up with a back 3. When I say a back 3, obviously that sometimes turns into a back 5, but we can play different systems. I mean, we can play the 4-3-3 in a myriad of different ways, mate. We can play with 1 up top, so we can play a 4-2-3-1. We have moved it around before. We've seen, for instance, Sadio Mane play through the centre when we need to. We've seen Mohamed Salah play through the centre when we've needed to. And Christ, we've seen Bobby Firmino do a great job through the centre as well. Liam Cotter said 35,000 smells like leather seats and an XC90. I wouldn't know, mate. Can't afford an XC90. You know me, buddy. 2011 Renault Megane. Lallana to Leicester, Casper wants to talk about. Yes, so I did tell you guys this. I have to give myself credit on this one. I was a little bit ahead of the mainstream media on this one. I spoke about a week or 2 ago on the channel linking Adam Lallana to a move to Leicester City to work with obviously Brendan Rodgers, who brought him into Liverpool. It's no secret that Adam Lallana's contract is up at the end of this season and Liverpool aren't going to extend that. So, as things stand, he is allowed to talk to any club outside of England without Liverpool's permission. But if he wants to talk to an English club, he does need to have permission from the club. And from what I can gather, from what I've read in the media, I think he seems to have been given that permission to allow his representatives to have chats. Leicester had been linked with a move for Lallana. Arsenal had been linked with a move. Spurs had been linked with a move. And I think West Ham were the other club. But, I mean, you can absolutely understand why Brendan Rodgers would want to bring him in there, particularly with Champions League football looking like it's coming back to the King Power next season. Lallana, with his experience, would be a very astute free transfer for any club. Who do you think's the most replaceable player in our squad? Shaqiri, without a shadow of a doubt, mate. Shaqiri was always going to be a roll of the dice. I was never fully on board, but of course I was going to be supportive as him as a Liverpool player. But go back, watch any stream that we spoke about, and for me, I always said he was an impact player at best. Cantwell, malcontent, well brought up, mate. Todd Cantwell. So when we played Norwich recently, I was raving about Cantwell. I thought he was absolutely fantastic. I thought his footwork was brilliant. Obviously plays on that wide on that left hand side for Norwich. And yes, apparently we are interested. I'm trying to think. I think it was one of the Mirror journalists. I don't know if it was David Maddock. I often get these wrong. Anyway, let's stick to it being a Mirror journalist. Did say that Liverpool were keeping tracks on Cantwell. Cantwell is going to be basically another James Maddison type of player. By that I mean he's too good for Norwich. He's coming through right now. Norwich look like they're doomed to relegation. Cantwell will want to stay in the Premier League. And do you know what? It will be a very astute piece of business, even if it is at around 30 million. I think Cantwell is definitely an England international going forward. I really like the look of this kid. I do. He's got tremendous footwork, a real good burst of pace, reads the game very well. I like him. I do. I have to say, I like him. And it is one of the mould of the type of player that you can understand and see Jurgen Klopp going for. What else we got? Cantwell is a huge prospect, said Malcontent. Keegan Murphy said he's a good young talent. Really surprised Norwich are so far down. So am I. I'm not going to lie, Keegan. Start of this season, I did not think that Norwich would be as fucked as they are. They play some really good football, and I enjoyed watching them in the Championship last year. I didn't think they'd do so well, but hey, I would have probably swapped them with Sheffield United. I would have guessed United would have been in trouble, but Sheffield United under Chris Wilder are doing amazingly well, challenging for those European places. Simon said he's 21 years of age as well. Look, we missed out on Maddison from Norwich. Leicester nipped in there and got him. I don't know if it was the ankle injury that he had that stopped us really trying to progress that deal at the time, but Cantwell, we definitely should be looking at this kid. 30 million for him in a few years' time, if that's the figure, would be an absolute bargain. Is it Zekstruction? I'm not sure how I pronounce your name, buddy. Said, what do you think of the 60 million release clause for Timo Werner? It was a weird situation because he could have left Leipzig, but yet he signed a new deal. His deal was running out, but he signed a new deal. But we do know that deal from the media that deal is includes a 60 million euro release clause, but the reports suggest that has to be triggered by April. I don't know what the significance of April is, but I guess the coming weeks will let us know. Craig, so close to 35k. I know, mate. I'm sitting here looking at the numbers every couple of seconds going, please turn. Also, again, I want to say a thank you to everybody that's come over and given Hot Mic a try. The feedback we've gotten has been brilliant. Hot Mic is an app that could change my life and Connor's life, and I think will change your matchday viewing experience as well. So loads of you guys tune into our watch-alongs on YouTube. We get ridiculous numbers. We had like 55,000 for yesterday's game. If you enjoy our watch-alongs on YouTube, then Hot Mic is the app for you. Hot Mic is an app that seamlessly allows you to sync my match commentary with your television. You download the app and you put in the code Anfield Agenda once you download the app. That then opens up a list of games. Click on the one that you want to watch. Let's just say, for instance, next Monday, it's us against West Ham. Click on the game. Click on Anfield Agenda as your commentator for the game. When the game starts, or even in the pre-show, press the sync button. So touch on the screen. You'll see me sitting there waving around being a fool. Click on the screen. A sync button will then appear. Press that button. It will listen to your television. Then it will tell you when it's synced. You click the button again and my commentary is perfectly in time with your telly. Even if you've paused your television, even if you're 5 minutes behind us, it doesn't matter. That's the beauty of this technology. There are no more spoilers in the chat for you. How many times have we been in a position where we're watching a game on YouTube, or maybe using the stream, we're a little bit behind or we're a little bit ahead, and we're getting spoilers coming in the chat. Goal, 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 goal. But yet you're sitting here waiting. Those days are over with Hot Mic. Everything is synced perfectly to your television, to your device. It's available on the Android market. It's available in the App Store. You can use it on your iPad, your Samsung tablet, and they're working on a desktop version as well. I promise you, go over there, give this app a try. Keegan said it's been great. Ian Greenstreet said Hot Mic is outstanding. The feedback that we've received has been nothing short of amazing. Plus, as I've been saying to you guys, a lot of our videos lately are being demonetized on YouTube. And look, that's okay. Shit happens. I'm not going to bitch and moan about it. But by you guys coming over and giving Hot Mic a try, it can massively benefit the channel financially. And I mean massively. And how much does it cost, you ask? It's free. It's free for you to download. It's free for you to use. There's a live chat function on there. You can play it with the sound bar on your television. You can connect it to your Sky Q box. It is class. Have a mess about with it. If you download it, maybe you want to watch Monday Night Raw, something like that. What else is coming up? There's a load of events listed on it. The Anfield Rapper on there. We're on there. Terry from the Football Terrace is on there. Lee Chappie is on there. Leicester City fan, friend of the channel, as you know. It is the future. I promise you, in a year's time, we're all going to be on Hot Mic. And we're all going to be wondering why the fuck we didn't think about making this app ourselves. It's class. Rod said that we need a hot amplifier with Hot Mic. No, mate. The beauty of it is you can have my commentary playing through your phone as you have your television on. So the game is going on, but my commentary is coming through your phone or your iPad, or if you have a sound bar at home. through the soundbar in your house. And no more boring Mike Alone, no more boring BT, no more bullshit Martin Tyler. You get Anfield Agenda. So you get our watch-alongs, but perfectly synced for you. For you. It's an individual thing. It's brilliant. Anyway, let's move on. Adam said the football terrorist is there. He is, and he's doing look really well on there, and I wish Terry all the best. We had a little bit of bad blood before, but look, push it behind us. We move on. You guys know me. I'm somebody who likes to see people succeed and do well, and I wish him the best. I wish the Anfield Raptors, I wish everyone the best. Nothing but love for me, ladies and gents. Alara said you will love Hot Mike, and as a little bonus to you guys, because we like to give back, when we hit 1,000 followers on Hot Mike, we're going to give away a €50 Amazon gift card, and when we hit 40,000 subscribers on YouTube, we're going to give away another €50 Amazon gift card, and we're going to keep giving back. The more this goes on, the more we benefit, the more you're going to benefit. Anfield Agenda members, our merch is coming out in a while. You're going to get discounts on that membership as well, or on that merch as well if you're a member of the channel. We're heading towards 200 members, which is fucking amazing. So thank you for your support there as well. Don't forget, if you want to sign up for the memberships, bang, hit the join button. That should be where your subscribe button was. What have we got? Nothing but love, said Keegan Murphy. Exactly, and that's how it should be. Look, there's so many great YouTube channels out there, so many options for fans to listen to, and I'm happy about it. I love the fact that fan content is on the rise. I love to see Mark at the United stand doing well. I love to see Lee Chappie doing well. I love to see Boya doing well. Terry over at the Football Terrace, whoever the hell it is. Fan content, it's passion, it's delivered to you in everybody's own unique way, and yeah, the choice is out there for everyone. Right, 2 more transfer topics to talk about. So much has happened. Brian said life's too short for beef on YouTube. Life's too short for bad blood at all, Brian. Honestly, there's enough for everyone to be happy. Right, thoughts on Werner quotes on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter, Trent, so I haven't seen them. I quit Twitter. Yeah, I quit Twitter because I want to be fucking happy. And every time I go on Twitter, I end up feeling angry. So I decided to leave it. Thomas McGee said, love is in the air. Everywhere I look around. You're going to get me singing now, buddy. Right, Messi to Liverpool, will it happen? No. I know there are reports that said he can leave Barcelona in the summer. But no, he won't. Synced easily today, Craig said me hi. It's much better than Martin Tyler. Thank you, buddy. Right, look. Couple more transfer topics to talk about. So, somebody asked me during the watch along earlier on what the situation is with Adrian and whether I think Adrian will be here next year. The truth is, I don't know anything for certain, but what I've read is that Adrian is likely to go back to Real Betis because he wants first team football. I think he's about 32 years of age, if my memory's correct. And look, you can understand that. Yeah, I never hold any ill feelings to somebody that wants to play football. Careers are short, so if he wants to go back to Spain, look, he will have been a great servant for Liverpool in the year he's been here. But on that, Liverpool are sending scouts apparently, according to Fotospor, Fotospor, in Turkey. Liverpool are sending scouts this weekend to watch the Trabzonspor keeper Kikir, who we've spoken about before, against Besiktas. This one won't go away. This link to Kikir will not go away. It has been here for at least a year that I can remember that we've been tracking this guy. Ergakan Kikir, I believe his full name is. Looks like a very, very good goalkeeper. And for the ladies out there, or maybe for the gents, if that's your thing, he's another good looking dude. So if he signs, we're going to have 2, not that it matters, but 2 ridiculously good looking fucking goalkeepers at the club. But most importantly is his performance on the pitch, and he's been getting rave reviews. And I know this is probably, if we do send scouts this weekend, at least half a dozen times. I've read that we've apparently looked at this guy. So 15 million was a figure I'd heard before, but then I'd also seen as much as 30 million. But the God's honest truth is I haven't got a clue. And if he came in, this wouldn't be like an Adrian. This wouldn't be like a Queeveen Kelleher, who I rate very highly. This would be somebody who would be looking to challenge Adrian or Alisson, which is a massive ask, because I think Alisson is in the top 3 keepers in the world. So yeah, give me your thoughts on this one. If you've seen this guy play, if you've read anything on Kikir, please do let me know in the chat. Kikir spelled like, I think it's Cacir, but it has one of those Turkish, I don't know what they're called. I don't want to, make a mockery of it. But I call it, like in Ireland, for instance, we have a fada, which is a little line that goes over an A and elongates the way you pronounce a word. I don't know what it's called in Turkish. Jason said, Werner confirmed. Go on, Jason. Go on. Don't leave us, mate. Don't leave us hanging. Craig, what's the likelihood of Adrian leaving? Cakir, thank you. I would say it's... Look, everything I say here is going to be guesswork with regards to Adrian, but I would say it's more likely than unlikely that he leaves and goes back to Spain. Would Kelleher be here next season, said Thomas McGee? I don't know, mate. I always feel bad for these young up-and-coming keepers because when are they going to get a chance? Like, Kylian Kelleher has come through the system at Liverpool, is a very good keeper, Irish under-21 international. When will he get a chance? I don't know. I honestly don't know. LFC Anfield said, just signed up on Hot Mic. You're a legend, sir. Thank you. Craig, look at Werner's comments on links with Liverpool. Can somebody just send me them or put them into the chat? Just give me a quote on them. I can't really search right now. Yeah, I'm trying to, but I can't see anything off topic. So somebody just whack it in the chat and let me know what he said. Right, there we go. Trent Singh. Werner said, Liverpool are the best team in the world at the moment, and when you're linked with this team, yes, it makes me very proud. There you go. There you go. That's what we want to hear, isn't it? That's what we want to hear from Timo. If Kikir comes in, what does it mean for Kelleher? It could mean that he goes out on loan, Casper, to get some first team experience. Yeah, it's a difficult situation for him, much like it is for Ryan Brewster, who we know is an undoubted talent, but Liverpool loaned out to Swansea for the rest of the season, and he scored a couple of goals so far for them. So fingers crossed something similar happens with Kelleher. He goes out on loan and does well and comes back. Look, obviously, him being Irish, I'm a little bit biased on this. I want him to succeed. Mola said, print up the shirts already for Timo Werner. I love it, mate. Love it. Kikir makes 4 saves a match and conceded 1 on average, but VVD and Gomez in front of him could easily get clean sheets, said Mihai. What about Camille Grabara? He's on loan at the minute, isn't he? I know he was injured a while ago, but I can't for the life of me remember where he went on loan. Somebody will remind me. I'm sorry, I'm blacked out on this one. I can't remember where Grabara went. Jason said, Visa Sport, football on Twitter, it's confirmed he's coming home. Well, look, there's been loads of talk about that. Huddersfield, thank you guys for bailing me out there. Yeah, Grabara is a good keeper. He is a good keeper, but again, the competition is fierce. And for him to make it at Liverpool ahead of Alisson, I mean, I'll probably see us cashing in on him and moving him on somewhere. Andy Lonergan was only brought in on the short-term deal, mate, to the end of the season, so he's not going to be renewed either. Getting Kikir means it'll be good for Alisson too, said George Ruckert. 100%, mate. It'll be real competition. Although Alisson, look, will be the number one, but it'll be real competition. Trent Singh said, with the AFCON, Werner is needed. I get where you're coming from, but let me put it to you like this, George. And not George, excuse me, he was a Trent, excuse me. Football clubs aren't likely to sign a player for between 4 and 6 weeks. It would be very unfair on the player, and it would be very unfair on the rest of the squad. But, that being said, we are too heavily linked to Timo Werner not for it to be true. But, again, it won't be because of the AFCON. It'll be because Klopp wants to bring in another player. Do you think we'll replace Klein? I think Neco Williams is the natural replacement there, and the challenger to Trent Alexander-Arnold, mate, in that right-back position. So, yeah, I don't think we need to replace Kleiny because I think we already have one at the club. You alright, mate? Yeah, I'm tickety-boo, mate. Why wouldn't I be? Why wouldn't I be Nuzu? I'm always good, buddy. How far from 35k, said Luca Bradley. I don't know. Let me check. Let me do a live check. Yeah, we're over it. It just hasn't updated. So keep hitting that subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen, if you're enjoying the stream. We're over it on my app, but it'd be nice to see the numbers change on here. So to do so, we probably need another 5 or 10. When does the transfer window open? At the end of the season. End of the season, Casper. But you can sign players at any time. You just can't register them until the window opens. Do you think we'll get Werner? And if so, how do you think it might affect the front three in the long run? Yes, and it won't affect them at all. Because we need cover. We need to be able to rest those players. We can't be relying on Salah, Firmino and Mane week in and week out, mate. As well as wanting to give teams another headache. So, for instance, Werner is more of a central striker, even though he played wide tonight in the left and the right channels for Leipzig. He's more of a natural goal threat than the likes of a Bobby Firmino, but we all know Firmino brings so much to the game in other parts, so we need him because it's another option, and you can never have too many good players at the club. July the 1st, news was said for the window, and don't forget, the Premier League clubs have voted to change the end of the transfer window now. I think, maybe Newzoo has the exact number on this, I think it's the 1st of September now at 5pm or something like that the window now closes, to bring it back in line with the European transfer window, because as it was last season, the window closed before the Premier League started, and that kind of left Premier League clubs a little bit exposed. Thank you, Luca, really kind. Right, ladies and gentlemen, there's one more player that I hadn't yet spoken about tonight that is probably the biggest link of the day, and reports in Germany suggest that Liverpool have actually made a €125 million bid for Kai Havertz. And that report comes out of a paper close to Leverkusen, and I think it was mentioned or tweeted by Jan Age Fjortoft as well, who of course is a journalist based in that part of the world. Now, I want your thoughts on this, because I was taken aback when I seen this. Somebody asked me about him the other day, and I said the links that I'd seen to Kai Havertz seemed to be more from Liverpool fans and not from the media. And then today I'm scrolling through and I see Liverpool have apparently already been in touch about 125 million quid, euro that is, bid for Kai Havertz. I don't know, ladies and gents. That's a lot of money. Now look, we're talking about the same money for Sancho, but you can kind of see why Sancho would be beneficial. You've got the English connection, obviously. You've got the fact that he's been a Premier League player that went over, well, with Manchester City, went over, proved himself in Germany. I don't see the same level of proof coming from Kai Havertz so far. Very good forward, linked very strongly with a move to Bayern Munich. But for me, I don't think he's the same calibre of player as Jadon Sancho. Not from what I've seen so far. Now, I know a lot of people have probably seen a lot more Kai Havertz than I have. But when I have watched Leverkusen, he looks good, he looks tidy, he reminds me of a Lallana in a way. But he's not the finished product yet. And 125 million, that's a lot of money to be paying for someone who, in my opinion, is a little bit away from being the finished product. Whereas Jadon Sancho, still young, but a bit further along in his development, from what I've seen anyway. So if it was my money that was going down, I'd be paying the money for Jadon Sancho over Kai Havertz. But again, maybe we've got some German viewers that are watching that will have read these links in the German media. 125 million euro. Thoughts, ladies and gentlemen? Bullshit or true? Let me know. Keegan Murphy said, I'd agree, I'd rather Sancho. Scotty said, might as well get Werner for that, and Kikir. I don't think they're going to be linked or related. I think either way. Okay, so let's look at the summer. So, as we know, we seem to be linked with an attacking player. So, whether that is Werner, Sancho, Havertz, I won't say Mbappe because it's not realistic, but so let's say we're linked with an attacking player. Minimum one. We know that seems to be true. We need fullback cover. Do we have enough cover at left back to cover Andy Robertson? Is Larouci going to be good enough? Is Adam Lewis going to be good enough? Does Milner really want to be dropping back in and covering at left back when needs be? He did sign a contract extension. I don't know. I still think that maybe we need to dip into the market there for a backup left back. Then you're looking at midfield. You've got the likes of Donny van de Beek, who's going to be available this summer. He's probably going to be leaving Ajax, strongly linked with Real Madrid. We're going to lose Adam Lallana. We're maybe going to lose Shaqiri. We've got Marco Grujic on loan at Hertha Berlin. Options available. It's very difficult because Liverpool, rightly so, have been keeping their cards very close to their chest over the last few years with regards to transfers. And as much as it can be frustrating for us as fans, I like it. I like the fact that nobody has a fucking clue what we're doing. I like the fact that you get a Fabinho transfer out of nowhere, that you get a Minamino transfer out of nowhere. And let's not forget Minamino in this conversation, by the way. We're talking about we're talking about Werner, we're talking about Havertz, we're talking about Sancho. Well, we already have a very good player, a very good up-and-coming player at the club in Takumi Minamino, who I'm expecting massive things from over the next couple of years. What have we got? Where's Brian's comment? Havertz is special, never doubt that, said Brian Morrissey. Well, he's spoken very highly of as well by, who's the guy that played for Leverkusen that went to Chelsea? Michael Ballack. He spoke very highly about him, but he reckoned he should stay at Leverkusen for another year to continue on his development. He said when he made the move to the Premier League, he knew it was the right time. And for Kai Havertz, Ballack believes he should probably stay in Leverkusen, or at least in the Bundesliga, a little bit longer. How about all three, said Ian Greenstreet. What are the three, Ian? Give me the three and I'll tell you if it's realistic. Well, at least I'll give you my opinion on it. Gini, Meany, Mane, Mo, said Kate. I love saying that. Gini, Meany, Mane, Mo. And they're all at the club and they're ready to go. Keegan said this club is proper boss when it comes to behind the scenes these days. Yes. No more. Like when Brendan Rodgers was here, too much stuff was being played out in the media. Too much stuff was being linked to James Pearce. As much as we all love Jimmy Pearce, great journalist, fantastic fella, but too much stuff was coming out in the media. And these days, it's a lot less. Things are shut down a lot more, and I like that. Bryant said, Craig, if both Shaqiri and Origi leave in the summer, who would you replace them with if you were Klopp's boots? Let's say we got 70 million for the pair. Origi won't be gone anywhere, by the way, mate. He just signed a new deal last summer. Divock Origi will be staying at the football club, and he's nowhere near his prime yet either. Let's remember that. A lot of people write Origi off far too easily for my liking. I like Divock. I really do. He's proved already he's a big game player. Last season, when we needed goals, Divock Origi stood up in the Champions League final, 2 in the Champions League semi-final, scored a goal against Everton. I think he scored a late goal against Newcastle as well, if my memory serves me correct. Divock Origi has a big pair. Divock Origi shows up when it's time to show up. I love that about him. Yesterday wasn't his greatest performance. He came on at half-time for Mane, didn't have much of an impact on the game. But then again, did anybody out there in a Liverpool shirt have too much of an impact yesterday? So for me, look, Origi, I'm not. He's going nowhere in my eyes anyway. Lallana's gone, that's for sure. Shaqiri looks like he's probably gone. So who do you replace them with? Well, there's an argument to say that Curtis Jones deserves to be in this conversation. We can't just forget about his talent. So let's say Lallana goes on and we give that place to Curtis Jones. Let's say Shaqiri's moved on and Minamino is his replacement. So then where are we? You know what I mean? It is difficult here to find holes in the squad. Chelsea going to pay big bucks for Sancho, said Darkness. They have certainly been linked with him, mate. Definitely. We know that they've signed Hakim Ziyech in the last week or so. Well, they've agreed a deal for Ziyech to come in the summer. Christian Pulisic, I don't know what's going on with him at Chelsea. Hasn't seemed to hit the ground running yet. But again, it does take time for players to settle into the league. Will Divock score at Anfield against Atletico? I don't think he'll start, Scotty. I think you'll see the front three starting against Atletico. Probably with Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain in the hole behind them. With Fabinho and Henderson. That's my guess at the front six for that game. If Hendo's fit, of course. If Henderson isn't fit, then probably drop Gini in, have Fabinho, Gini and Chamberlain. That's my guess. Do we have anyone running out of contract except Lallana? Nathaniel Klein is running out of contract, mate, at the end of the year. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else. I can't remember. There's probably one or two more, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Mal Content said Ryan Brewster. Yes, another one that's going to come back to the club. Although, if I was a betting man, I would probably think that Ryan Brewster might get a Premier League loan somewhere next season to try and get a chance to really fulfill his potential at the top level in the top league. What have we got? Money. Why are we just saying the word money? I don't know why we're talking about money. I'm baffled here. Sorry, I'm a bit confused. Ryan Kent is gone. He's a Rangers player, Ibrahim. Signed for them already, so we don't have to worry about him. Harry Wilson. No, I don't think he's good enough to make it at Liverpool Football Club. From what I've seen, I find it hard to write off a young player. But for me, what I've seen about Harry Wilson, and I think Brian Morrissey will agree with me on this, we call him a bit of a match of the day player. He's a highlight reel player. I haven't seen enough from Harry Wilson to really think that he's ready to make it at Liverpool Football Club. And I think if you can get 30 million for him in the summer, you may see him moved on. But again, it's all just guesswork. Thank you for getting rid of him, Brian. He was starting to do my head in. Brewster to go to Southampton. That's interesting, Kate. I mean, he could learn a lot alongside Danny Ings. He really could. Yes. I mean, Danny Ings is a proper centre forward. And if Ryan Brewster, now this is all hypothetical, of course, but if he did go to Southampton, he's a good player to work with. He really is. Cop Council, Connor Nisbet's in the house. How are we, sir? Said, hey Craig, hope you're well, pal. Should get together soon to have a chat. Yeah, definitely, Connor, but it's really busy at the minute lately, mate, because with this and Hot Mic and all the extra commentary that we're doing, I haven't had a day off in 12 days. Tomorrow's going to be my first day off in 12 days. And then, of course, we'll be back on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Game against West Ham coming up on Monday night. Keane Kenny, my day's gone really well, buddy. Really, really well. Werner has confirmed it to Billy Donnelly. And love how a lot of people have been so optimistic about this, especially after his comments post-match against Spurs. Keep that optimism coming, ladies and gentlemen. I love to see it. Look, before we head off, a few more minutes to go on tonight's stream. Couple of more shouts. Firstly, thank you to everyone that has supported the channel and hit that subscribe button over the years. We're just about to tick over on the screen to 35k. We need a couple of more of you guys to hit the button and then it will update and we'll turn to 35k. So thank you for that. That's amazing. Never in my wildest dreams did I think our little channel would get to 35k. Secondly, Hot Mic. I know you're sick of hearing me talk about it, but trust me, this could be a game changer for our channel. It is free for you guys to use. Download the app, put in the code Anfield Agenda on sign up. Honestly, if this works out well, if we can get enough of you guys just to give it a go, to come over there and try that app out for the match day experience, we could be in an office come the start of the next season, making full-time content for you guys. No more sitting in a green screen. Proper office, proper table, live podcasts, more content. It's exciting but scary, but we need your support on this one. As you guys know, we've never tried to sell you shit. We've never tried to ram stuff down your throat. We've never been one for spamming links into the chat or anything like that. But this is important. This could be a game changer for our channel. So if you do one thing to support us, please download that Hot Mic app, put in the code Anfield Agenda, follow us on there and give it a try. If you don't like it, fair enough, but I think that you will. And the most important thing is, it is free. Absolutely free. And look, I'm not going to be shy about it. I'm fighting to improve my family's future. I'm trying my best to get out there and make a difference. This will give us the platform to do it. YouTube have demonetized a lot of our streams. But that's okay, because if I'm being bluntly honest about it, we make fuck all revenue from YouTube ads as it is. Like, I mean, literally, fuck all revenue. Most of our money comes from the memberships that you guys have clicked on, the super chats that you guys send us. But Hot Mic is a game changer from a financial perspective for us. And it's free. Free for you, but a game changer for us. So, one thing, if I've ever asked you to do it on the channel, and I'm not even going to be shy about it because I'm fighting here to try and get us full time, to try and get us into that office. You guys know I stream probably 300 days a year of 365 days a year, and everything we've done has always been free, and it always will be free. There'll be no paywall for anything that we do. But yeah, this is big for us. Really, really is big. What have we got? Craig, you deserve 35k for your commitment, said Dylan. Thank you, mate. But it's easy for me to talk about my commitment. Your commitment to the channel, all of you, from day one, it's been unbelievable. We never thought we'd hit 10,000 subscribers. To be heading on the road to 40, 50,000. Mate, look, honestly, it's mental. It's mental to us. Yeah, I often talk to my wife about this and go, how the fuck, like, why do people watch? And I don't know, but I appreciate it. Yeah, and it could have been a point this season where I said to you, I had a conversation with my wife, and the conversation was, do we finish or do we push on? And she said to me, push on. Keep going, Craig. And we're going to keep trying. Right, look, one more thing to talk about before we finish up. What was it? I can't remember, so I'm going to just dip into the chat. Sorry. Love your show, Craig. It's boss. Keep it up, said Mark. Imagine De Bruyne and Werner. Oh, mate, De Bruyne. Actually, on that, see Manchester City, is it Serrano? Is that the guy's name? Ferran Serrano? He basically came out and said they did nothing wrong. Now, the language has changed in the past 48 hours from originally when this ban was put out. They were talking about the fact that they were picking holes in UEFA's investigation. They were saying a lot of stuff was leaked to the media. Well, now the language seems to be that they did nothing wrong. This is very interesting. Very interesting. I'm going to keep a really close eye on this whole Manchester City situation. They are, of course, going to appeal to the Court of Arbitration for Sport, which they're fully entitled to do. The Court of Arbitration for Sport have a bit of a mixed bag. They've overturned some things they haven't. But this is FFP going to be tested to its limits. Manchester City have very, very deep pockets, and a lot of people believe that it is those deep pockets that will see Manchester City possibly prevail in trying to overturn this ban. They've spoken about going as far as if they don't win the Court of Arbitration for Sport appeal, they'll go to the Swiss courts and then the European Court for Human Rights. I've even seen mentioned. We'll have to wait and see. But basically, if Manchester City have this overturned, FFP will need to be massively looked at again or fucked in the bin. Also, something that's come to light as well about, we spoke about offside and VAR, so I'm sure you guys have probably seen Arsene Wenger talking about VAR, and his view is that if any player that can score a goal is in line with the last defender, then he should be onside. It is something that, was it Graham Souness or somebody spoke about before on Sky? I remember hearing it, and I like that. I like that idea. Wouldn't it be better if any part of a player that could score a goal was onside rather than a toenail being offside or a shoulder being offside or in our case an armpit being offside? So I kind of like that. Now there was some talk that maybe when they meet, I think later this month they're meeting in Belfast, the people who make the rules, the IFAB I think it is. But they're not going to vote on it this early, so it won't be in place for the Euros. But there is talk around this idea, mainly Arsene Wenger, who now works for, is it FIFA or UEFA? I'm not sure which one he works for. Clear daylight I don't think will work, Niles. I think what they're saying, again what Mr. Wenger was saying, is that if any part of a player that can score a goal is onside when that line is drawn, then the goal gets given. And I prefer that, I've got to be honest about it. It was Graham Souness, said Luca. Clear daylight, said Niles. Oh dang, if Liverpool actually bid over 100 million for someone, did not expect that. Darkness, the rumours coming out of Germany from a Leverkusen based paper, I believe, via Jan Åge Fjørtoft, suggest that Liverpool have spent, and I think it was Jan Åge Fjørtoft, if I'm wrong on that I do apologise, but is a prominent journalist. Liverpool have already bid apparently €125 million for Kai Havertz. Now I've no idea if that's true or if that's not true. You got to listen to Ibrahim. Where am I? Let me go back up. Where's Ibrahim? Why does Brian not come streaming anymore? Because he's a lazy shite, mate, and he won't come up to Gory. Do you know what I mean? Simple as that. But if you guys download that Hot Mic app, Brian could be in an office with us full time. Brian could be there making content with us in the office. There you go. So that gives you a bit of a more incentive. If you like Brian Morrissey, and look, I don't see why you would like Brian Morrissey. He's a bit of an asshole. I'm only messing. Brian's amazing. Yeah, hit that Hot Mic app. What's Origi's best position? Well, it seems to be for us, mate, wide left. But, you know, he is probably an out-and-out striker through the middle, but he seems to be played wide left. Ain't nobody turning down 120 mil, said Brian Morrissey. Did City win today? Asked Joe. Yes, 2-0, mate. So they've closed the gap to 22 points on the red. We want Brian or we riot. Riot, bitch. Let's see a riot, Billy. Come on, bring it, mate. Bring it. I want placards outside me gaff, mate. I want people marching up and down saying, we want Brian. We want Brian. Brian forfeit for Craig. You want it? Yeah, the forfeit will come. Don't worry. Be good to see 60 again in a few weeks, said Keegan. Yes, sitting over there on the mantelpiece right now, getting ready, resting up for that return leg in 3 weeks' time. Billy, you know I'm only having a bit of a laugh with you, buddy. You know we love you. Right, Manchester City win again today. Starting to get nervous. Why the fuck are you getting nervous? They're 22 points behind us. All we need to do is win 5 games and there's nothing they can do about it, mate. The league title is coming to Anfield. Don't you worry about that, my friend. Do I play FIFA? No, Ibrahim, I don't, buddy. I probably should, though. As I said before, we've 2 Xbox Ones and a PlayStation 4 in the house, and I don't use either of them. Are you watching the Tyson Fury fight this weekend? Yes, I am, Eugene. I won't be watching it on BT Sport box office, but I will be watching it. But I won't be streaming it. I won't be doing a watch along because it's too late. I'm going to be just watching it in bed. We're Fury Wilder predictions all week and all the build up. I've said Tyson Fury, but there's a couple of things. Those of you that are listen to a lot of boxing media, there's a couple of things coming out suggesting that maybe there's been a few problems in the Fury camp. I don't know. You always hear these things around and never know. I'm not liking what I'm seeing from Tyson Fury with regards to his personality and his demeanour in and around this fight. But that being said, if he can keep that right hand of Deontay Wilder away from him, he can box the ears off him. He can bounce around that ring and absolutely make a mockery of him, but he's got to stay away from that right hand. Wilder definitely can punch. Devastating knockout power. No doubt about that whatsoever. Deontay Wilder has freakish power, but his boxing ability is pretty bang average, but that right hand has pulled him out of many a hole. What have we got? The offside rule would not work. Imagine a goal be given because the forward's heel is onside. How is that any different, mate, from a goal being not given because a forward's toe is offside? As fans, we want more goals in a game. Kylian, would you agree with that? And as fans, we want to be able to celebrate more. And the rule as it stands seems to be taking away more goals from the game. And we want goals in the game, buddy. It's really hard to score a goal in football. So you said it wouldn't work, but it's working now in the opposite way, buddy, if you get me. So if a toe is offside right now, and here's my problem with it, Kerwayne. Right now, it's so close. Like, we're seeing the finest of margins. A toe, an elbow, well, not an elbow, because that wouldn't be able to score with it. A shoulder, an armpit, any of that stuff. And my problem with it has always been the exact freeze frame moment of when the pass has left the player's foot and the frames per second of the camera. Are they quick enough? Well, at least with this, there would be more leeway because you've got more of, like, your body can be in an offside position rather than just a toe. If you get wrong, I'm probably explaining this arseways, but basically I think there's more margin for error doing it the other way than there is than we have right now. And I think players would like to see forwards given the benefit of the doubt. Craig, you should be a boxing channel. There's too many of them. There's enough great boxing channels out there, mate, and yeah, there's enough for me to sit back and enjoy them as well. Right, look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say goodbye, and I will talk to you guys on Friday. I'm going to take tomorrow off. My daughter has just come back from a school trip to Italy. She literally came in the door about 20 minutes ago. So I'm going to say hello to her, and I will talk to you guys on Friday. We'll start to have a look ahead to the weekend. Make sure you go over and check out the Hot Mic app. Please do download it. Use the code Anfield Agenda. There's a link in the description below as well if you want to link straight to the app. Do use that code. Give us a follow on there. Make sure to hit that subscribe button as well if you're watching this on playback to get us right past 35k. Thank you all as always. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you head off. And I'll talk to you all on Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Up the motherfucking Reds. Love to you all.